Today, I'm going to tell you how to get stronger without building muscle. Now, it sounds like a weird goal, but if you're in a weight class for your sport and need to get stronger, or have aesthetic goals where you personally don't like the overly muscular look, or maybe you find it fun to flex on other people and surprise them with your incredible strength, then this is for you. The quickest hack is to use cluster sets in your training. Cluster sets are a training technique that focuses more on the nervous system and not just the muscular system, or in plain English, your brain's ability to activate and coordinate your muscles as opposed to simply placing tension on those muscles to increase their size. An example here would be to take a 3-rep max on any exercise, or the amount that I can lift for only 3 reps and 4 would be impossible, and perform 5 sets of 5 with it. But instead of doing the 5 reps as one continuous set, I would do them as 5 single reps with about 15-20 seconds rest between each one. This allows you to A, lift a heavier weight than you normally would for more reps than you normally could, and B, it gives you more practice with the first rep, which, if you're looking at increasing maximal strength, is arguably the most important rep. I'm going to give you another programming tool in a sec, but before we get there, I need to tell you about this next important point that everybody overlooks with their training for strength. And that's the importance of technique and efficiency of movement. Take a look at all these setups here for my squat. Whether I'm doing it with my warm-up weight or close to my maximum weight, the exact same setup applies. A few breaths, one step back, the other leg steps back, and a small rotation to adjust and squat. The more you can find and rehearse the small details like this, the more efficiently and effectively you'll be able to lift. This isn't what you have to do specifically, but finding whatever lifting technique rituals that you need to find your ideal positioning, instead of just shuffling around all over the place and adding a lot of extra variability and noise to your lifting, will make a huge difference overall. This stuff might not matter as much if you're doing sets of say 8 to 12 for muscle building, but for strength, with sets of say 1 to 5, it makes a huge difference. Practice your warm-up sets like your working sets, so when you get to your working sets, they feel like warm-up sets. Strength is a skill. That doesn't mean that you need to just practice the movement you want to get stronger at. It also means you have to practice the act of lifting heavy weights as much as possible to train your brain. Yes, you can get stronger doing sets of 8 or 12 or 20 or more, but if you have the specific goal of getting super strong without adding size for your sport or personal goal, you need to be lifting heavy in that 6 or below rep range as much as possible. This brings us to the next program hack that I have for improving strength, which is wave loading. So say I've got a target of lifting 100 kilograms for 3 reps as my 3-rep max. I can simply try to lift that for 3 reps, and that's completely valid and it'll give you some success. But wave loading approaches this 3-rep max in a slightly different way, by gradually building up to it across waves. Set 1, I might do something like 5 reps, then set 2, I'd go a little bit heavier and do 4 reps, then set 3, I'll go a little bit heavier again and do my 3-rep max, which is pretty standard. Now that's wave 1. Then the fun begins. We start with wave 2 with set number 4. I go back down in weight and do 5 reps again, but this time I go a little bit heavier than the first set of 5 reps. I should be able to do this because going back down in weight should feel relatively lighter, and since my nervous system has been primed for a heavier weight, this weight should fly up. Then I'd go a little heavier again for 4 reps, and I'd finish on set 6 with 3 reps. But because of how I've approached this wave load, I should be able to lift a little bit above my current 3-rep max for this set. Depending on how well you recover and how advanced you are, you might even be able to do a 3rd wave and go even heavier. This technique is great for those who are just starting with pure strength work and are still getting used to finding their feet with heavy lifting. It gives you more time to build up to that maximum weight, and it kind of tricks your nervous system into lifting heavier than you may have predicted. I wouldn't recommend doing both clusters and wave loads in a workout. I'd pick one for a block and then I'd do the other for the next block. For example, I'd do one block of training just spending time refining my technique and gradually working with heavier weights overall around that 5 or 6 rep mark, and then the next block I'd go into wave loading as I just mentioned, as this will gradually let you get used to lifting heavier weights while still getting in a good amount of total heavy reps as volume. Then I would finish with the cluster sets to help to refine technique further and truly overreach myself to new strength levels and reach new PRs. If you want to be as strong as you look or even stronger than you look, you need to take a specific approach to get there. If you need help with your deadlift technique, check out this video I did here where Australia's best powerlifter, Will Crozier, completely breaks down my technique and fixes a lot of common mistakes.